A fruit with global importance. Bananas are among the world's most significant crops, grown in over 150 countries across tropical and subtropical regions known as the banana belt. They support the livelihoods of millions of farmers and supply consumers worldwide. Their cultivation highlights the close connection between climate, ecosystems, agriculture, and global trade. 150-plus countries grow bananas, 120 million-plus metric tons produced each year. 400 million people rely on bananas for food security. Where bananas grow in major production areas, banana farming is concentrated in several key regions, each shaped by its climate, history, farming practices, and local varieties. South and Southeast Asia, 55% of global production. This region leads world banana production. India is the largest producer, followed by China, the Philippines, and Indonesia. Farms range from export-focused Cavendish plantations to smallholder plots growing diverse local varieties alongside crops such as rice, coconuts, and vegetables. Sub-Saharan Africa, 17% of global production. Countries such as Uganda, Tanzania, Rwanda, and the Democratic Republic of Congo depend heavily on bananas and plantains as staple foods. Most production is for local consumption rather than export, making bananas a key part of regional food security and culture. Latin America and the Caribbean. 16% of global production. This region dominates the international banana trade. Ecuador is the world's largest exporter, while Colombia, Costa Rica, Guatemala, and Honduras are also major suppliers. Large commercial plantations mainly grow Cavendish bananas for export markets. Pacific and Oceania, smaller output. High biodiversity value. Nations such as Papua New Guinea, Samoa, and the Solomon Islands cultivate many unique banana varieties. Although production volumes are relatively low, these regions preserve important genetic diversity that helps scientists develop disease-resistant bananas. A diverse global crop, India, China, and Ecuador together produce more than half of the world's bananas, yet their farming systems, varieties, and economic roles differ greatly. A key fact is that only about 20% of bananas are traded internationally. The remaining 80% are consumed locally, often by the communities that grow them. As a result, bananas serve both as a major commercial crop and as a critical source of food for millions of people around the world. What climate do bananas need? The banana plant is a tropical crop that grows best in warm, humid conditions. Because it depends on a narrow range of environmental factors, it is highly vulnerable to climate change and extreme weather. Ideal growing conditions: temperature 26 to 30 degrees Celsius. Annual rainfall 1,200 to 2,500 millimeters. Humidity 75 to 85%. Altitude 0 to 1,800 meters. Soil pH 5.6. Frost tolerance none. Temperature: bananas thrive between 26 degrees Celsius and 30 degrees Celsius. Growth slows below 14 degrees Celsius, and temperatures under 10 degrees Celsius can damage leaves and fruit. Extreme heat above 38 degrees Celsius causes stress, reducing photosynthesis and fruit quality. This limited temperature range restricts banana cultivation to tropical and subtropical regions. Bananas require large amounts of water. A mature plant may use up to 5 liters per day, and producing 1 kilogram of bananas can require around 800 liters of water over the growing cycle. Regions with consistent rainfall are ideal, while drier areas depend on irrigation systems. Although large, banana plants are fragile because their stems are not woody. Winds above 50 km per hour can snap plants and destroy crops. To reduce damage, farmers often plant windbreaks such as bamboo or trees around plantations. Bananas grow best in deep, fertile, well-drained soils with a slightly acidic pH of 5.5 to 6.5. They are very sensitive to waterlogged conditions, which are quickly cause root rot. Most commercial plantations are located below 300 meters, although some varieties can be grown at elevations of up to 1,800 meters. Climate change is increasing pressure on banana production worldwide. Rising temperatures, changing rainfall patterns, and more frequent storms, floods, and droughts are reducing suitable growing areas. Studies suggest that by 2050, land suitable for banana cultivation could decline by as much as 19%, particularly in South Asia and Sub-Saharan Africa, where bananas play a crucial role in food security. The gap between a smallholder tending 50 plants in rural Uganda and a corporate plantation in Ecuador managing tens of thousands of hectares is almost incomprehensible. Yet both are producing the same genus of fruit. Banana farming exists across a vast spectrum of scale, technology, and ecological footprint. Across Africa and much of Asia, bananas are grown in small plots of 0.5 to 2 hectares. Often as a perennial companion to food crops, farmers use vegetative propagation, suckers from mother plants, apply little or no synthetic fertilizer, and manage pests through cultural practices and crop rotation. Yields are modest, often 5 to 15 metric tons per hectare, but the system is resilient, genetically diverse, and requires minimal capital input. Large-scale plantation agriculture. Export-oriented monocultures in Ecuador, Costa Rica, and the Philippines use tissue culture plantlets, drip irrigation, aerial pesticide application, and precise fertilization schedules to achieve yields of 40 to 70 metric tons per hectare. Fruit is harvested green, packed in on-site facilities, loaded into refrigerated containers at 13.5 degrees Celsius, and shipped to consuming markets where they are ripened artificially with ethylene gas. Certified organic production, a growing niche within export markets. Organic banana farming eschews synthetic pesticides and fertilizers in favor of composted organic matter, biological pest control, and integrated pest management. The Dominican Republic has become the world's largest exporter of organic fair trade bananas. Organic yields are typically 20 to 30% lower than conventional, but command a premium price that can offset the difference for well-organized cooperatives. Precision agriculture. New approaches are reshaping the sector. Drone-based crop monitoring, AI-assisted disease detection, and GPS-guided micro-irrigation are being trialed on pilot farms in Colombia and the Philippines. Meanwhile, agroforestry models integrating bananas beneath a canopy of shade trees are gaining interest as a more sustainable, carbon-sequestering alternative to sun-grown monocultures, particularly for highland regions. What endangers the global banana harvest? Perhaps no crop illustrates the risks of genetic monoculture more vividly than the banana. The world's commercial supply rests almost entirely on a single cultivar, the Cavendish, and that homogeneity makes it catastrophically vulnerable. Fusarium wilt TR4, tropical race 4, a soil-borne fungus, has spread from Southeast Asia to South Asia, Africa, the Middle East, and Latin America. It attacks the root system of Cavendish plants and has no effective chemical cure. Infected fields may be unusable for banana cultivation for decades. Caused by the fungal pathogen Pseudocercospora fijiensis. Black Sigatoka destroys banana leaves, reducing photosynthetic capacity and shrinking fruit yield by up to 50% in untreated crops. Commercial plantations apply fungicides up to 50 times per year to control it, a costly and environmentally problematic necessity that represents a major driver of chemical use in banana farming. Both waterlogging and prolonged dry spells are intensifying with climate change. Floods in the Philippines, Bangladesh, and Central America periodically wipe out entire growing seasons. Conversely, drought in Eastern Africa disrupts grain-fed subsistence production. The inability to store water reliably remains a key constraint for smallholder farmers who lack access to irrigation infrastructure. Continuous banana monoculture depletes soil nutrients, reduces microbial diversity, and raises nematode populations, microscopic roundworms that attack banana roots. On plantations in operation for decades, soil health can decline significantly, requiring ever greater inputs of fertilizer and nematicides to maintain yields. Crop rotation and cover crops are rarely used at scale in commercial production because they interrupt cash flow. The banana is not just a fruit, it is a barometer of tropical agriculture's deepest tensions. Between scale and sustainability, between global commerce and local food security, between the convenience of genetic uniformity and the urgent need for diversity. Bananas are among the world's most important agricultural crops, providing food, income, and economic stability for millions of people across the tropics. Their cultivation spans a vast geographic range, from the volcanic landscapes of Southeast Asia and the Pacific to the fertile lowlands of Latin America and the small family farms of Africa. Despite these differences in scale, climate, and farming methods, banana growers around the world face many of the same challenges. One of the most serious threats is disease. The global export industry depends heavily on the Cavendish variety, which dominates supermarket shelves worldwide. However, this genetic uniformity leaves plantations vulnerable to diseases such as tropical race 4, TR4, a strain of Panama disease capable of devastating entire banana-growing regions. Developing new disease-resistant varieties while maintaining productivity and consumer acceptance has become a major priority for researchers and agricultural institutions. Climate change presents an equally significant challenge. Rising temperatures, shifting rainfall patterns, prolonged droughts, stronger storms, and increased flooding are already affecting banana-growing regions. In some areas, farmers may need to adopt new irrigation systems, improve soil management practices, or even relocate production to more suitable locations as environmental conditions change. Economic pressures also shape the future of banana cultivation. While large export plantations supply international markets, most bananas are grown by smallholder farmers who rely on the crop for daily food security and household income. Supporting these communities through improved infrastructure, access to markets, agricultural training, and climate-resilient farming techniques will be essential to ensuring long-term sustainability. At the same time, preserving the banana's genetic diversity is becoming increasingly important. Hundreds of traditional and wild banana varieties exist around the world, many of which contain valuable traits such as disease resistance, drought tolerance, or improved adaptability to changing environments. Protecting this diversity may prove critical for the future of global banana production. Ultimately, the story of banana cultivation is one of both abundance and vulnerability. It is a crop that feeds hundreds of millions of people, supports rural economies, and connects local farms to global markets. Yet its future depends on how effectively the world responds to the interconnected challenges of disease, climate change, environmental sustainability, and farmer livelihoods. Understanding where bananas grow, the conditions they require, and the threats they face provides valuable insight into the broader challenges confronting modern agriculture. As one of humanity's most widely consumed fruits, the banana serves as a powerful example of how global food systems depend on a delicate balance between nature, science, and the people who cultivate the land. Longevity is built daily, sleep well, eat right, and manage stress. Share with someone serious about their health. Michael Luxey,